Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today, guys, we're continuing with this Vauxhall Zafira. We're going to attack all the brakes all the way around, strip it all down, get it ready. I still haven't got that donor car for this car, you know, just haven't had time. I'm going to try and get it today. Also, going to try and bid up on some more cars today so we can bring in some more, looking at sort of 2 or 3, maybe a few cheapies, just to get in, just to see if it goes. Like that Peugeot 207, that sold so quick. And that's what people are looking for, just some cheapies like that, really. So, yeah, it's going to be a very busy day today. I've got the key guy that does all my keys. He's coming over today as well. The Peugeot wants a spare key, so I'm going to get that done. And, yeah, it's just a crazy day. I also uploaded a video this morning, so if you haven't watched that video, yeah, just watch it, guys, because it does help with what I do, with the companies sending me free stuff to keep things going and keep things, yeah, it just helps out. Everything helps out, guys, every little thing. So if you can watch that video, I know it might not interest a few of you, but it's a scan tool review, and it just gives me a free scan tool for the workshop, even though I've got quite a few now. I'm just going to have to tell the companies that message me I'm not doing no more scan tool reviews because I've just got a few now. So, yeah. Let's get into it. Let's start today off with these brakes. Start stripping it down and making them, you know, just feel they've got they're a little bit seized, I've got to be honest, on that, especially on that driver's side. So let's get into it. Let's do this. So guys, like I said, first thing I want to do today is I want to tackle these brakes. Get these brakes stripped down, clean them all up. The front ones are not that bad, I've got to be honest. But I still want to have a little, you know, just a little strip down, a little clean up. Just check the sliders, just making sure it all works as it should. That back one, that's definitely a little bit seized, so we've got to strip that right back and see what's going on. Take it all apart. And then once we've done that, I'll clean the wheels because they're dirty on the other side. I'll clean all the inside of the wheels on the alloys, and then we can put the wheels back in place. And then at least that, then it's got, you know what I mean, we can put it on the floor, we can turn it around, we can work on the back. There's still work to do on the back. So, yeah, and I've definitely got to pick that donor car up. But it's, you know, it's moving forward. We're getting there. We are definitely getting there. So let's set you up. Let's get cracking. And let's get these brakes stripped down first. So let's do that. And it's a bit nippy in here today, guys, I've got to say. So I put the old fire on today, this morning. Put a bit of heat in here while I'm working around this area. It's nice because obviously that fan, it kicks it in. So it's nice where I'm working around this part here. It's quite warm, I've got to be honest. So anyway, let's get cracking and let's just see what I can get done today. During the course of the day, I will explain, you know, what is going on, what I'm doing, what's happened, you know, especially with winning cars, picking up the donor car. I'll try and get it in, the donor car here, so we can compare, and just stuff like that, really, all day. So let's just crack on. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, so we're on the passenger side now. I've done the driver's side, stripped it all down. What I found really was, you know, the pads, they've still got a bit of life in them. You can see that's the wear indicator there. And, you know, there is some, you know, life in them, but the other side, hardly anything. So it's quite low. So I thought, you know what, just for the sake of what, 25 quid for a set of pads, 20 quid, let's just swap them over. I wound the caliper back in both sides so they're nice and ready. I've tested the sliders on all of the sides, this side, these two and that two, absolutely fine. So yeah, wait for the pads to turn up and we'll fit some new pads, but let's keep going, see how far we get. Right, okay guys, so as you can see, nice new brake pads on the back, and they're, they're really good. So that's all done. I just didn't want the MOT sort of to flag up an advisory, and I thought, do you know what, just get those done, those pads, because all the discs are all right. The front discs and pads are all right on there. So yeah, that's where we are. What's happened since the last bit? Okay, so I told you that I was bidding on cars today, and I managed to win 2 cars, 2 new projects, but I'm just waiting for them to get back to me to let me know if they'll let me have them, because they were both on reserve, and I won them pretty cheap. One of them was a 2015 plate, and I won it for 640 quid. So yeah, I'm just waiting for them to get back to me about these 2 cars, and we'll see what happens. But let's keep going for now, and let's just see how far we can get. I've still got to get the donor car on this car as well, but that, I'm collecting that tomorrow morning, guys, so that's going to be on tomorrow's video. Let's just crack on, and let's just see what we can how far we get today. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, so I've brought the car over to here because I want to make a start in the boot with the seat belts, and I'll show you. So if I remember rightly, in another video I showed you the dog absolutely destroyed the seat belt and chewed right through it, and then that's the upper side down there, and then that's the buckle is absolutely destroyed. So these have all got to be stripped down, ready, and come off. So when we get the parts car, we can then just swap over those little bits and pieces. I'll get these mats out and we'll have a look at these seats, but they don't look that bad. I've not actually lifted these seats up yet. I think you just pull them up, didn't you? I'm not quite sure how that works, you know. think you have to move those forward and then they lift up. So I'm going to have a little mess around in here, move those forward, lift those seats up, check all that all out, and then start stripping all this plastic down. You know, even like things like this, look, you see it all. On our parts car, we can have that off and swap it over. I'm thinking about this light as well. It's got a crack in it, look. It's got a hole in it here. All the pieces are down there. So again, parts car, swap it over. It just makes sense, doesn't it? So the more I think about it now, definitely makes sense. Just get a parts car. If as long as you can get it in colour, then happy days. Even this door here, we've got a little scuffy here, which I think I should be able to get out with some polishing. But the door is all scuffed here as well, here and here. So I'm thinking, again, just swap the door over. Just change it. Like anything, like this panel, this actual door card looks a bit crappy here. So I'm absolutely just going to strip everything down that we need for this car. And we should have a lot of the stuff. Wing mirror here, look. Get it off the parts car. Bang, stick it on. Bonnet, bumper. So anything, yeah. So we're going to go around it. So let's get into the... I've done the rear, the back wheel. That's going a bit flat, actually. So I might have to give that a pump up. I've cleaned off the inside of this alloy wheel. But we've still got to take these wheels off to get this bumper off, I think. We're going to turn it around. And... yeah, just put the wheels on for now. Do you know what I mean? Just so that we can get it rolling. And I drove it away off of their ramp, and it goes in all the gears. It feels really nice. So that was definitely our problem with that clutch. It's looking a lot tidier now, engine bay. So that's good. Just little bits and pieces. But let's crack on with the back, guys, and get this seat belts and that stripped down. I'll leave the tailgate on for the moment. Just because it's raining out. I don't really want to take it out. It's raining or whatever. I suppose I can keep it in here, but yeah. Let's get this light off as well as cluster. Start stripping this down. Get this all off. Get these seat belts off. Swap. Get that out. So ready for the other ones to come in. So let's crack on with this side now. Let's see what we can get done. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, so take a look at that. This is why I have to strip these cars down to see, you know, exactly if there's any other issues, because that bumper did not look that bad, but look at that. That has had a whack, I'll tell you. But luckily enough, it hasn't actually touched that side of it. This part here is obviously the car part. This part is obviously the crash bar, and he hasn't hit this at all either. At the back here, it's just literally that bar. There's still a gap between, like slight gap, that 5mm gap. Back there you've got a 5mm gap, and it goes all the way up, and there's a gap in between. So I don't think there's damage behind this crash bar, but we are going to find out in a minute, because I'm taking this off, and then we'll see what it is like behind. But again, donor car, you know, this is what it's all about. I've got that donor car, and I'm literally just finding bits everywhere, like, and it's just, I'm just going to use as so many bits and pieces off that car. It's just yeah, it is a good job that I got it in the end, actually. So yeah. But I can't see, I don't think there's any sort of real damage behind it. Hopefully there's not, but I don't think there is. You just don't know until you take that bar off and then try and fit the other one in place. Then you can tell, you know, if it's any more damage behind, it's been moved or whatever. But at the minute, I'm thinking it's okay. But we need to get it off. That's what we definitely need to get off, is that crash bar. So that's going to be the next bit. But it just didn't look that bad, did it? It looked like just a little bit of a crease here. And I thought, yeah, that's all right. That's repairable or whatever. We can maybe keep it, or, you know, swap it over, whatever. But you'd think it has been more damage here, like the actual, you know, where the hit's been hit. It's hit here. For it to bend like this, it must have hit it here. But there's no indication there that it's been hit. It's crazy. So yeah, that's you know, this is the name of the game, isn't it? You're finding more damage, and it's got to be repaired, and it's got to be changed, and it's got to be sorted out. So yeah, that's where we are. I don't think there's a major issue between. Well, that tailgate's definitely had a bit of a whack here as well. So that's probably helped it a little bit. It's probably hit it a little bit higher. Yeah, that's probably helped it here a little bit. It's hit the actual tailgate here. I think this must have had a rear and a frontal crash. So it must have been involved, like 2 or 3 cars, maybe 4 cars involved in this accident. You just don't know, but it's definitely had a rear crash and a front crash. So yeah. Yeah. We'll have to check to make sure it all lines up and stuff, you know. Anyway, let's set you up again. Let's get this rear crash bar off, and we'll have a good look behind it, and then, you know, then we'll tell a bit more. But let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's keep going, guys. Let's do this. Right, guys, there we go. That is the rear crash bar removed. Yeah, it's definitely been smacked. Wow. Okay. The thing is, right, with this, it's a bit baffling to me at a minute because it looks like, right, looking from the side, looking from the bottom, and looking at it, it does look like it's had a bit of a shunt, and this part, that's why I cleaned it all off, just so that I can have a clear look at what is going on. And I've got to be honest, I'm really a little bit baffled as to whether or not what is going on here. I can't make a 100% judgment until we get the donor car, and then we do exactly the same. We strip the back off the donor car and have a look to see what it's supposed to look like. Because when you're looking at this, it does look like that the plastic's sort of been pushed in and bent, and it's been tucked under. So it does look like it's had a bit of a twist. Like, is this bit here supposed to be straight, or is that supposed to be at that angle like that? I don't know. Like, this is the first time I've done one of these cars, so I'm really sort of stuck, unsure. I would have thought that plastic piece would have been straight underneath. This would have been straight. That plastic would have been straight underneath, and it should all line up symmetrical, and it should look uniform. So yeah. So on one hand, it suggests that this has been pushed and it's out of shape and and it has had a whack. But when you close the tailgate, let me just show you. So when you close the tailgate, like that, okay, it catches and it locks and it does what it's supposed to do. If this underneath point was pushed in, then the tailgate itself wouldn't line up, and as it sits right now, it does. The gaps are absolutely the same. They're going down are the same, and then when it comes down to these gaps here, they're the same. On both sides. So it's a little bit, yeah, I'm not sure whether or not that needs to come out a bit more, because the gap is the same going all the way up. If that bottom was in, that gap wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be uniform. So if you push that bottom out, if that needs to come out, that tailgate would come out, which would interfere with all these gaps here. But it's looking like it's supposed to be like that. Like the rubbers are touching here, both sides. There's like a little rubber grommet. They're hitting in the right positions, and they're stopping where they should be stopping. But yeah, I'm just a little bit sort of, I don't know. It's weird. Don't get me wrong, the tailgate's all smashed up and it's all bent, so I'm using a bent up tailgate to give a reference to what it should be like. But I think all we've got to do really is to strip the other one down, the donor car, check the crash bar lines up, put the other tailgate on, check that the tailgate lines up with the lock and the latch, and then have a look at it and then go, well, yeah, actually, now we've swapped the tail. Is the tailgate bent in to match what it is at the minute? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, is that tailgate been pushed in as well? And that's twisted. Yeah. I can't use this as a reference, this tailgate. I can't use it. Because I can't trust that is straight as well. Do you know what I mean? So I really need to get the donor car. We're getting that tomorrow, guys. Picking up tomorrow. We're going to just jump straight on it, strip that back end off, and then have a good go at it. We're going to see, because this still might have to go to the body shop. I've got to be honest. That might have to go and be pulled out. It just looks like it does, doesn't it? It just looks like it has to. Like this plastic, it just looks like it's been like twisted up underneath. It just don't look right. Yeah. or is it right, but it's just broken? That's the thing. I just don't know. Or does that just need a pull down? Just slightly here. Just needs pulling down very slightly, and then that'll straighten up the plastic. That looks like it possibly is in the right position, and it's the right shape because it's consistency. Do you know what I mean? The way it flows. Very, very strange. But guys, we don't know until we get the donor car. I've done all the stripping down I can to the seatbelt. So we've got to the seatbelt, strip that down. So we'll replace that, replace the headlight, and get the tailgate swapped over. Sorry guys, yeah, someone come to the door, so I had to stop filming quickly. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching what I'm doing. And yeah, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. See you soon.